Hello and welcome to the show. We are back on Horizon 3 with another hill climb monster. Our vehicle today is the first Chevrolet. Amazingly, a Chevrolet has not run up this course yet, so we are going to have a go with the C4 Corvette. Now, much like the Maloo that went out last time, relatively high starting PI on this car at a lowish A class, which means we're not going to get the most amount of parts on here. However, it's not a bad kind of base car to begin with. We are going to start off first by swapping the drivetrain to make it all-wheel drive. We'll make it a tad heavier, but of course very important in tackling the snow, and we will get it on some snow tyres. That will jump us up into S1 class. Admittedly, we are a little bit lighter than the Maloo, but we do have a fair bit less power. Other things we are going to want to do, of course, tyre width. 285 at the front. That's nice big tyres on this car. Lovely big tyres, in fact. And we're going to get 345s. Or it comes with 315s to begin with. 345s at the rear. Huge tyres. That is good news. That is very good news in terms of grip. We are also going to get some Forza aero on the car, a front splitter and a rear spoiler. The front splitter does look like it's going to act more as a snow plough than anything. However, it's really really weird place for it. But if it does the job, then it does the job. Standard engine, I have no doubt we'll get up to the top of the class. I'm just curious as to what else we can put in. 6.2, V10, V12 as well. Wow, actually we can get the V12 in here. I'm amazed. That gives me some hope in terms of power then. Admittedly, there are some other things that we want to do first. Naturally, we are going to want some race brakes, and we're going to want some off-road suspension. We're going to want the race anti-roll bars along with a roll cage. Now, weight reduction, I'm thinking, let's just see what we can get it down to 3,100 pounds, which is still not massively light, and that's a fair chunk of our PI. It's not the worst. I am leaning towards, yeah, I think we're gonna have to go mid-tier with this one. It doesn't seem like we can't get a huge amount of weight out of the car for minimal PI. We can't really get away with it. And I do want to do some engine upgrades on it, so we will go for, yeah, the mid-level weight reduction. And we'll try and save some weight elsewhere in the car. You can get away with a bit of weight saving with some of these engine parts in here. It does look like we're going to possibly be needing to go for a turbo or supercharger on our Corvette. Camshafts will put it up some performance. Oh, it's going to be close doing it naturally aspirated. Not sure it's quite going to go, is it? It's very close, but it's not quite going to work. Now, the downside of forced induction is a little bit heavier. We can go twin turbos, or we can go centrifugal supercharger. I don't think I've ever used a centrifugal supercharger on a car. Oh, do we go... You know what? We're going to give it a try. We're going to give the centrifugal supercharger a go. Now, it does add a fair amount of weight, but of course it is increasing our power as well, and it's kept it within S1 class. I haven't had to dump off any of the other performance parts that I've put on it, so that's a bonus. We will... I did put the pistons in. We will then go for a flywheel to try and save some of that weight. Now, do we go... Sport, not splort. I'm making up new words again. With the drivetrain swap that we did, it does often mean that these parts here don't actually cost any PI to put in the car, so that's what I'm going to go and... can't quite get clutch, but there we go. And then we will go for a race diff in there as well. 625 horsepower, 507 torque at 3,400 pounds. Power to weight ratio isn't the greatest. It's not quite as impressive as the Maloo, for example. However, we do have very, very big tyres. We saw the Holden make up an awful lot of time through the corners. This might be able to do a similar trick. Let's hope so. So we have brought our Corvette to the bottom of the Devil's Corners hill climb, where it will get 3 attempts through the stage to try and go as fast as possible. Our leader remains that BMW 507 with a mighty 155.9. It's likely to be difficult for this Vette to get near. The BMW was lighter and more powerful than the Z01. Admittedly, it doesn't have anywhere near as big a tyres as the Corvette, but yeah, I'm not really expecting to be able to challenge the BMW. Where we are going to have, if we're going to get any speed through this course, we are going to have to be quick. through the corners because we don't have the brute force on our side. I know that's a strange thing to say about a Corvette, but yeah, we really do not have the brute force on our side. Now the good news is this is absolutely brilliant to drive so far. I'm already liking the Corvette here. There is a little bit of understeer, although it's going to happen when you're on snow. There's always going to be a little bit of understeer. Oh god, we got a little bit caught out by the crest there. Almost getting in trouble on that outside wall. Try and get on the power. It's the acceleration that I fear for this car. Do we have any straight line speeds to give? 116 miles an hour. That was a little bit wonky through the double apex turn as well. It's not completely awful. It's not completely all terrible. It's just 100 miles an hour across that jump, but we're hoping to make up time through. Like this hairpin, for example. Throw the car through the hairpin. Try to carry as much corner speed as we can. That is where the Corvette is going to excel. I would expect some brilliant traction indeed. Absolutely no wheel spin from the Corvette there as we get out of the hairpin. We should be flat out at the top of this this crest. We shouldn't have any problems, and indeed we are fast onto the icy straight. How do we manage the bumps? Pretty damn well as we leave the icy straight as well, carrying that speed where we can, and we need to because I don't have the power to accelerate again away after the corner. Oh, I run a little bit deep into the penultimate turn. That won't have helped matters because it then throws you out of sorts for that final corner. It's across the line. Is a 57 though. Good opening run. Good opening run. 57. I mean, it's quicker than the Maloo's opening run. Yeah, definitely penultimate corner. I messed up. Ran too deep in the braking zone. It's a lovely car to drive. Whether we quite have the acceleration to challenge that top 3 or to go sub 57, I don't know. Gonna give it a damn good try though. So as we head on to our second run, things are in many ways fairly similar as they were with the Maloo. If we're going to get any more speed out of this car, I think there is a little bit more. We're going to have to be smooth, we're going to have to be precise, and it is all going to be about making up those little bits of time through each corner. I can't fall back on crazy power to get it out of trouble. I can't, drive it like a point and squirt car. There's no point to doing that because we don't have the power. We don't have the acceleration. I say we don't have the power. It's not too bad in terms of power, but because we are relatively heavy, that power to weight ratio just isn't enough to get away with that. So what we are having to do is make the most of the corners, throw the car in, and hope that it has the grip to get around. I could do with running a little bit deeper through the first part to get a better run through that second part there as we head down this straight. Yeah, not great. Not a great run out of that corner. Onto the brakes we go. Oh, we got caught on the bumps. That's not what we need at all. So it's all got a little bit wrong, just a couple of corners. And then that's all it takes. When you have a car like this, where the acceleration isn't the best, all it takes is just be out of shape a little bit for one corner, and you're pretty much done for. That's all it is, because there is no margin for error. In many ways, as weird as it is to say, there's kind of less margin for error with a car like this. While you're less likely to make mistakes with this, what little mistakes you do make cost you so much because momentum is so very important in this car. As we head on to the icy straight, bounce it around a little bit. Actually pretty good for something not at all designed for off-roading. This is very nice across the bumps. I don't have any horrendous fears of this car spinning around and causing me problems. Get it slowed into that penultimate turn. Nicely done this time around. Make that final corner as shallow or as wide as possible. I think we actually went a couple of tenths quicker. I think that was a 57.6. 57.7. 1/10 faster. Yeah, big error in that. I say a big error in that mid-sector. Definitely cost me some time running a little bit wide in the braking zone and not quite the right line through that double apex corner. Remarkably consistent so far from the Corvette. Well, the pressure is on. We need a perfect run with our C4 if we are to go any faster. The mistakes that I've been making have only been very minor. It's only been, a little bit running wide in places, but when we need every bit of momentum that we can get, that kind of has a big knock-on effect. Much like when you're doing a single make race with cars, you know, if you run that a little bit wide, everyone comes steam trading past. When you haven't got the brute power in this, you make that little mistake, and the lack of power, or lack of power to weight ratio, really shows. It shows that it does struggle out of some of these corners if you don't get everything absolutely spot on with it. It's, you know, it's a safe car to drive in many ways, this thing. A safe car to push very, very hard through these corners, because there is a lot of forgiveness, a lot of grip. The brakes are pretty damn solid. Just don't get caught out on the bumps over here, because that will get you in a world of trouble. Much better this time around. We did run a little wide through the double apex corner, but in doing so, you get a nicer line on the exit, so I don't think time was lost there. 102 miles an hour as we take off across that section. Use the banking to help slow the car down. This is looking better. This is looking better from the Corvette. Get on the brakes for the hairpin. I don't really know if we want first gear there or not. I don't think we do. I think we probably want to keep that with second again. Using the banking on the course there. Up towards the icy straight. We go absolutely flat out through there. It's a lovely car to drive, this one. Really is. Get it turned off of the icy straight we go. Use as much of that 600 horsepower as we can. Fly through the air. Little bit rough on the landing. Stop it for this penultimate corner. Come on, Corvette. Come on, Corvette. As we head up towards the line. Get on that power. Use as much as we can. Oh, we've gone quicker again. It's another car into the 56s. I thought that run was good. That run was feeling fast. And it has gone into the 56.550. The Maloo didn't last long in the top three. The Corvette has pushed it down. In some ways, I think that Corvette's performance might be even a little bit more impressive than the HSV. It's only 0.4 of a second off the Giulia TZ2. It's just over half a second off the BMW 507. I was not expecting quite... Again, much like with the Maloo, I was not expecting that level of performance. I was not expecting that level of performance whatsoever. It's a second quicker than the Audi RS4, for example. That's a bloody fast time to go into third place, and it's in a car that, statistically speaking, isn't that impressive. You know, yeah, okay, 600 horsepower, sure, compared to normal road-going cars is great, but compared to the cars that run in this series, 600 horsepower in a car that's £3,500 is not special in any way, shape or form. You know, the Volvo, for example, was 800 horsepower, about £2,600. But the Corvette is so fast through the corners. It is so blisteringly quick through the corners that it is able to make up that time. As I said, you know, you really can't afford to run wide at any turn in this car. One ever so slightly out of position costs you so much momentum that you can't recover in the same way that the ludicrous power cars can. But the Corvette does have the grip to give you the confidence to throw it into the corners with an awful lot of speed. Yeah, the acceleration isn't there. It's not the slowest accelerating car, but it's certainly nowhere near the top, probably top 20, top 25 accelerating cars around this course. But it is so quick through the corners. That's a hell of a time. That really is. I'm massively impressed with the Corvette there to take a third place. Well, the first Chevrolet to go down the course, and it has been mighty quick. That, though, is going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.